Welcome to Panels and Borders. I'm Dominic, and I want to talk about a comic book cover, and a comic book cover in particular. And it's a comic book cover that nails a certain concept, and the concept is less is more. Now, there's a lot of artists, and a lot of them can nail this concept, but there's some who can nail it better than others, and there's some who can't nail it at all. One that comes right off the top of my head is Alex Ross. Alex Ross is, in my opinion, the master of less is more. Have you ever seen him design any superhero costumes? He really has this whole concept down pat. He kind of strips it down, subtracts from it instead of adds onto it, and the results are really, really effective. And then there's another artist right off the top of my head who's the complete opposite, who doesn't get less is more at all, and I don't think has even tried the concept, and that's Rob Liefeld. I mean, I don't have to say any more. You just got to look at that image and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But Rob Liefeld and Alex Ross, they're not the artists I want to talk about today. The artists that I want to talk about in this video is Dale Keown, and a cover that he did while he was on The Incredible Hulk. And the cover is from The Incredible Hulk, issue 377, January 1990. And here is the cover. Now, this is the cover that I want to talk about. This is the cover that completely nails it right on the head, the idea of less is more. Now, this issue was a turning point for the Hulk. After this issue, the Hulk would never ever be the same. There was a build-up to this. You had the return of the Green Hulk, who, had been gone for a while. He had been gray for quite a while, and then for a few years, then the Savage Green Hulk returned. And then you had the Savage Green Hulk, and you had the Gray Hulk, kind of like, they had a battle on the landscape of Banner's mind. And, Banner was losing it, and he was losing control of both Hulks. And all three personalities just couldn't coexist. They were fighting for dominance. So with the help of Doc Samson and the Ringmaster, they were able to hypnotize Bruce Banner and combine all the personalities, and the result was a brand new Hulk, the merged Hulk, not the Professor Hulk. I never really liked the idea of the Professor Hulk. To me, he'll always be the merged Hulk. The best of all, the best of Banner. The best traits of Savage Green Hulk, the Savage Green Hulk's strength and savagery, Banner's intelligence, the Grey Hulk's cunning. That's the merged Hulk, in my mind. And so this was the first appearance of the merged Hulk. This was when he first came on the scene. Now, when I was growing up and I was buying comics, I was, a disloyal, I wasn't like a totally loyal fan to the book. For me, the driving force for a comic always was the artwork, because I love to draw and I love comic art. So the story when I was a kid always kind of took a back seat. No matter how good the story was, if I couldn't take to the artwork, I would not buy it. And I was buying the Hulk regularly, and Todd McFarlane was on the book at that point. And I really liked Todd McFarlane's Grey Hulk. That's my favorite era of the Grey Hulk, was the Todd McFarlane. To me, that's the best. And then they had a shift in the storyline where he actually lost against the leader, and the leader detonated a gamma bomb inside of a small town. And so you didn't know, was the Hulk dead or what was going to happen. And then the Grey Hulk reemerged, a few months later in Vegas, and he had taken on the persona of Mr. Fix-It. And basically the Grey Hulk was cured of Banner, and he had a whole life now. He was a mob enforcer, which was an interesting concept. And those stories I have read, since I've, over the years, because I've collected them all in trade paperbacks and such. So I've read that storyline, and it is a good storyline. But when I was a kid, and when they switched to that, the artist that they switched over to was an artist named Jeff Purves, and I just couldn't take to his artwork. I bought 1 or 2 issues, and that's it, and then I just dropped the Hulk. Because that's what I would do when I was a kid. If there was a comic that I really liked, and when they switched artists and the next artist I didn't like them, I would just drop that book and wait until they got a new artist that I liked. And that's what I did with the Hulk. And so finally they did switch artists, and they got a artist Dale Keown on the book. And then I started buying the Hulk again. I loved Dale Keown's artwork. He's one of my, probably would be in my top 3 favorite Hulk artists of all time. And his artwork just blew me away. And then it all built up to this cover and this comic. And because I mean, well, what's going on in this cover here? You know, there's not a lot happening if you really look at the cover. You just got like a neon green background. You got the Hulk, and he's mostly in silhouette, and he's just lit from the top. And that's it. And you got a bit of debris, so it's kind of like, well, is there a gamma bomb explosion going on behind him? Like, what's happening? And the other thing, he's lit in white, because you kind of knew something was going to happen. There was going to be a change in the Hulk storyline. There was going to be a new Hulk, a change to the Hulk. So you didn't know, was he going to be green again? Was he going to be gray again? Or would he be a new color? So this cover doesn't spoil that. You know, it doesn't spoil that surprise. So, I mean, the cover really works well for what's happening on the cover. It's a very simple cover, but man, it looks great. Just the drawing and the colors and everything. It looks awesome. It's a great cover. I don't know if it's my favorite Hulk cover, but it's definitely up there. For sure, out of the comics, all the Hulk comics that Dale Keown has drawn, it's my favorite Dale Keown cover of the Hulk, for sure. There's been a lot of really good Hulk artists over the years, so if it's my top one, but it would be up there easy in my top 5. I don't know if it would be my number 1. I haven't really thought about that, but it would definitely be in my top 5. So yeah, so that's all I have to say about this cover. And you know, leave a comment, let me know what you think of this cover, and if you like this video, you know, give me a thumbs up. And I will see you at the next one.